Yeah, we're not worried about easy. Easy don't ever come out of my mouth. Only thing that comes out of my mouth is yes, and I got it done.
You sound like a true SEAL.
No, it's not that so much. It's just that's how I got raised that way, right? Like I got raised by a drunk truck driving dad who, you know, there wasn't you weren't allowed to fail. So, you know, that wasn't an option in our household. And there was massive amounts of hard work associated with that. So I know that's hard for people to take. Like I just had a lady send me an email, ask for the workout PDF for her son. I said, listen, I don't deal with mothers. If your son wants the PDF, he got to call me and ask me for it because I don't deal with moms.
Yeah, they got to do it.
Yeah, like this, the helicopter generation, the helicopter parenting stuff has become epic in this country, you know, and all it leads to is failure on its students' part. Like I have a couple of my dudes at the Naval Academy that I acquired once they got there, and they came out of massive helicopter parents, and you know, they didn't fare well because they didn't know what hard work was. They didn't know what rejection was. We had one young man from Naval Academy who got into every Ivy League school and then went to flight school and failed out of flight school and committed suicide 18 months later.
Oh my God.
Because he had never failed anything ever in his life.
Laura, you know a lot about rejection, don't you?
Yeah, I come from the other side of the tracks, man. I can't tell you, the list of things that I've failed in my lifetime has been epic. But with that list of failure has come a ton of success based on the fact that now I understand sometimes you just got to put your face against the road and grind your face off to get what you really want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like your husband laughed when I said I got my SWO pin in 4 months. He knows what I had to do to get my SWO pin in 4 months. I worked 20-hour days, 7 days a week for 4 months straight. And then I got it, and then I made the first lateral transfer board, and I got to SEALs 2 years before anybody else in my class got there.
Wow.
So that's why I'm saying, like, I just don't come. I ain't cut from the same cloth. So, and one of the things I try to do, or I do, is I'm gonna get Laura to understand how we're always successful, right? So we call it, we build champions for life. There's a formula to building champions for life. It starts with understanding what you have to do to get to where you want to go, and then it progresses to how do I prepare myself before I get there? How do I prepare myself? How do I carry myself when I'm there? Right? How do I become the best version of who I am right now? And how do I look down the road? She want to be a JAG, right? Okay, so then boom, I know we're not going heavy into mechanical engineering or any of that stuff, but like I said, it might not be the best place for her to go to JAG. So all of those questions got to be answered by her and herself.
Okay.
And she got to do the research and she got to dig. And, you know, at some point she may say, hey man, Jake, I don't like all this stuff. I don't want to go to Naval Academy no more. Okay.
You know? Yeah, these days, a lot of these kids are like, how am I going to get my parents to do this for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know.
Mm-hmm. And they get their head blown off of me. Like I told you, my dude called, one of the parents called me and said, you being too rough with my son.
I said, would you like me to come? Them. They think they're helping them. They're making them worse by doing everything for them.
Absolutely. And I said, listen, your son's 21 years old. If you have a problem with this, I'll gladly come to your house and we can go out in the front yard and settle this. I said, but what happens between me and your son is between me and your son. Like,
after 18,
he's a grown man at this point.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So, you know, but like that don't happen often because I try not to take those kids in the first place. Well, I don't take them. I don't deal with them.
So back when I was 14, okay, my wife had asthma. My mother had asthma all her life.
Yeah.
And I was one of 7. And the day I was 14, I got my working papers and I went to work. I worked every day after school, Saturday and Sunday. And, you know, barely scraped through school. And then when I did college on my own at night, I stayed up all night. And I'll tell you, I struggled hard with academics. She could tell you, I was up all night.
But you win the Navy, though.
Yeah.
And you got in the Navy and you're like, man, this ain't hard. I'm working 12 on, 12 off, right? I'm standing 4 hours in the bilge and then I'm working another 8-hour shift to do maintenance. You know that. Yeah. And you're like, man, this is easy. I got a bed to sleep in. I get 3-4 meals a day, you know, because that's how I was. I was like, what do you mean we got to do some work? You know, my dad had me in the woods cutting wood for 24 hours straight.
Wow.
You know, like that's how we heated our house for the first 12 years of my life. Like, man, so you getting like I understand, Tom, 100%, man.
Okay.
I understand.